Bluetooth now. Okay, I think, yes, we are on.
Yeah, we are on, I believe. Good evening, Ali.
Good evening, how are you, Atiq?
Good, thank you. Let's welcome all the viewers today. Good evening, viewers. Welcome to our PTE Today video. It's a live discussion, and here with me joining is Ali, our reading expert and reorder paragraph wizard. And that's the reason why we've brought you, Ali, today to give insights about reorder paragraph and whatever you have to share with the students in this short period of time.
Thank you, Atiq, so much. Hello, everybody. How are you today? Yes, as Atiq said, today's topic is reordered paragraph. If you check on YouTube or online, there are a lot of tips regarding reordered paragraph. What I'm trying to do is to approach this task in a different or from a different perspective. Let's start, first of all, mention two important things. Number one, the paragraphs you are solving in the exam are written by English writers. They are academic paragraphs. They are taken from English texts, English articles, okay? So they are well written, okay? This is number one. Based on number 1 point, I have to come to number 2 point. If you take a look at this academic definition, I need to come up with an academic definition just to show you what you are expecting later. And it is known as the paragraph flow. Each paragraph should have a proper English flow. What is a paragraph flow? If we read this definition, a paragraph flow is usually accomplished by concrete topic sentences. This is number 1. And smooth logical connections among ideas, okay? So the paragraph that you are solving must have a concrete topic sentence, okay? And there must be a smooth and logical connection between the ideas. And this definition is not taken from Pearson, okay? This is an English definition that works for every English article, every English academic article.
Okay.
So based on this definition, I can say that later when I'm giving you any approach for reordered paragraph, you must have two goals. Goal number 1, let's get out together the concrete topic sentence. And as soon as we found it, let's find for the pairs, let's find out the pairs that are in a smooth and logical connection.
Excellent. It's all too exciting, Ali, and it already makes me feel like I want to know a bit more because it looks like that if we look into things from a definitions perspective and you've simplified itself so easily. Let's get a bit more.
Let's go. Now let's talk PTE wise. If I need from this definition extract a strategy, okay? Here, our TESOL experts have come up with a strategy based on this definition. My strategy says to solve reordered paragraph, you need to break the big task into small tasks.
Okay.
How? First step, all the time, you need to find out the independent sentence, the topic sentence, okay? You find it, you take it, you put it over there on the adjacent box. The second step, you need to find out the pairs. And this is a good point for you guys. Why? Because in the exam, you are judged based on the correct pairs. Like if you get one correct pair, no matter where is it located, you will still get 1 mark. And once you found out the pairs, along with the independent sentence, you need to look for the final order or the final sequence. Okay?
Right.
Straight to the point, Atiq. The first step, how to find the independent sentence. Yeah?
Okay.
The independent sentence is the topic sentence, the one that can stand by itself, okay? The one that introduces the topic. Usually an independent sentence doesn't refer to a previous action or to a previous event or to something that was mentioned before, okay? And usually an independent sentence doesn't start with a pronoun, discourse marker, or connector, okay? So this is generally speaking.
Basically, the sentence can hold itself on its own.
100%. This sentence can stand by itself. It's understandable by itself. Let's make it more practical. Dear viewers, and Atiq, if you want to have this challenge, this is a real exam question. In 30 seconds, can you guys find out the independent sentence? 30 seconds, good luck. Feel free, guys, to leave your answers in the comment section. What can be the independent sentence here? Is it A, B, C, D, or E?
Ali?
Atiq, what do you think? From a student perspective.
I'm talking from a student's perspective. Okay. And My inclination goes towards option E, but
E.
somehow I feel that, I could be stepping wrong.
Okay, I actually got now 2 answers so far in the comments. E, yeah? So from a student perspective, students may make this mistake. Most of them may choose E, maybe because there's a proper noun, yeah? The expert's noun.
Exactly.
Okay? However, Atik, if you and I read E till the end or to the middle, told me, dear students, read well, told me that this female, oh, hold on, which female?
Right. So there is already some information shared about that female.
Yeah,
So
some
cannot be
information
the
was
first
shared
answer
before.
because this is not independent. It's already reliant on some information. Right.
100%. So we just said that the independent sentence shouldn't refer to a previous action or shouldn't mention something was already mentioned before. So it can be E. Okay,
Exactly.
it can be E. However, the good one would be Atik. Which one do you think?
Obviously. It leaves us with that first, the option C, I believe.
C here is an independent sentence.
Exactly.
The guy is introducing himself. What was he doing in the National Reserve in northern Kenya? Okay.
Yeah.
So this is a tricky one. It was C. What about going to this one? I'm going to give you 30 seconds to find out the independent sentence. Which sentence do you guys think is the correct one or the independent one? Is it A, B, C, D, or E in 10 seconds? Atik, can it be A?
It also, so no, I don't think so. That it's already looking for some information.
What about B or D? Can I put B or D?
No, again, it's got some pronouns. I
Pronouns,
doubt.
If he fails, who's he? Who's he?
Yeah.
Okay. What about E? Can I put E as an independent sentence?
Again, I doubt so.
So, which environment? When you say such environment, which environment? So here, obviously, the independent sentence is C. It is the one that introduces the topic. The finest asset any child can have is a happy home. Okay.
Exactly.
So this is the first task that you guys have to do, which is finding the independent sentence. And when I say 30 seconds, it shouldn't take more than 30 seconds. Yeah. Once you found the independent sentence, you got your base. Now you can move onward. Okay. And the second tip, if I want to go back to the definition, concrete topic sentences and smooth logical connections about ideas. Here now I'm looking for the logical connections between ideas. And here it take me, if you want to say it, find out the pairs. To find out the pairs, I'm going to give you 3 super tips today. Okay? Okay. Let's get into it. I hope they're not conventional tips that, goes around all the time. No, we do magic here together.
Okay, let's go through it.
The first tip says, and if you guys want to take notes, you can take notes, and the video, we're going to leave it over there. The first tip says, link the end of one sentence to the beginning of the next sentence. And this is what we call it in English, the sentence flow. Yeah. In English, there's a very potential relationship between 2 sentences. When you have the last couple of words or the last phrase in sentence 1, for example, exist at the beginning of sentence 2. Okay. And here, these words can be mentioned in the same words or same meaning. Yeah. If you look at this sentence, those 2 sentences here, the film is not completely oriented in a single direction, and the system includes a number of entanglements. So the end of this sentence, if I want to exit this mode, the end of this sentence, as you viewers can see here, this phrase, number of entanglements, exists at the beginning of this sentence.
Right.
So now I can say
that's the connection right there.
This is a connection. This is the tip here. The end of this sentence exists at the beginning of that sentence. Link them together and read it in one go. Does it make sense? If yes, then this is a pair. This is 1 mark in the pocket. Okay. So my message for you guys for this tip, we're going to have a practical exercise on that. As soon as you find the independent sentence, try to scan the sentences. If you find the last couple of words in sentence 3, for example, at the beginning of sentence 1, try to read 3 and 1 together. If they do make sense, then this is a pair. Okay? This is one of the super strategies. You just need to know how to employ it. For this purpose, let's make it more practical. I'm going to give you this example. I'm going to give you 2 minutes. You can give me a full answer if you use this method, the sentence flow. Good luck in 2 minutes, dear viewers. Feel free to share your answers in the comment section. Okay, guys, I'm going to give you 1 more minute. Okay, I'm going to give you 20 more seconds. And the reason I'm giving only 2 minutes, because in the real exam, you don't need to spend more than 2 minutes on this task. Okay, Atik, let's have our discussion.
Okay, Ali, going by your advice, I believe I can already make one connection.
Okay.
With regards to beginning or end of a sentence and a beginning of another.
Yeah.
Going by the advice that you gave, the tips that you gave. So I can already see the sentence number 5. It says it eats so much that hump of fat, blah blah blah.
Okay.
And also there is another sentence. It says, I think it's the first sentence right there. It says, for days before it starts on a journey, a camel does nothing but eat and drink. So I can already lock those two down, I think, because it's saying it. What is that it?
Yeah.
So I would necessarily put number 1 before number 5.
This is great. Yes, number 1 goes with number 5. So if you're looking at a pairwise, if we apply the tip that we have discussed, linking the end to the beginning of the sentence, eat and drink, it eats so much. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to first of all, those pairs were so clear. So I'm going to keep it in my mind so I don't forget it. I'm going to go with the independent sentence. Atik, which sentence do you think is the independent?
Well, I think could be the 4th one.
Yes, I agree with you.
The camel is called the sheep of the desert.
Yeah. So 4 is the independent sentence. I clear it out of the way. I put it over there. And as you mentioned, if I want to look for the pairs, I'm going to get 1 and 4 together as a pair, because eat and drink, it eats so much. So I can say 1 and 5 come together. Yeah. I'm going to just put 1, 5 together. Yeah.
Yep.
And here, still I can go with this tip. If you guys look at the end of 5, rises on the back. Here, the back, what does rise on the back? Let's look at the beginning of number 2, camel's hump.
Hump is, it's elevated, right?
Yeah. So here, it wasn't mentioned exactly the same. It was mentioned as a synonym or implicit meaning. So I can say that 2 and 5, that 5 and 2 come together. So this is 5 and 2. So as you see, guys, I got 2 pairs just using the linking the end to the beginning. Okay.
Right.
I left over with number 3, and this is what I meant by look for the final order. Number 3, guys, in this context would never come after 2. 2 is the conclusion sentence. Why? Because here it's the end of the story. So the camel's hump, and we usually use so for conclusion. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
And here, if you look at 4, good reason. What's the good reason? Because. Yeah. So here 3 comes in between, and this would be the final answer.
Yeah. Makes sense.
4, 3, 1, 5, 2.
And 2. Yep.
Okay.
Makes sense.
So this is how the method number 1 works. However, if plan A doesn't work, Sydney PTE Study Centre has a lot of plans. The other plan or the other method I need to show you is linking the sentences, because again, I'm discussing this concept, the smooth logical connection between ideas. Yeah. To meet this academic definition, sometimes a writer may link the sentences through articles. Okay. Through articles. How to do so? In English, guys, in academic English, a writer may start from the general to the specific to the most specific. Like I can say table, a table, the table, this particular table. Yeah. So this is you going to the most specific. Dear viewers, when you get two different sentences in reordered paragraph, yeah, try to read it from the general to the specific and see if it makes sense. Then this is a pair. Okay.
Yep.
I think let's go together and make it more practical.
Yep, let's do that.
This example, challenge yourself in 2 minutes. You can fully solve it using the article chip. Good luck. This number 2. Next pair. Okay, we've got 1 more minute. All right, Atik.
Yep.
Let's have some discussion.
So Ali, again, going by these tips of following the nouns and from general to specific, I can identify sentence number 4 right there.
Number 4, okay.
Yes, so we're not talking about the sequence right here, but we're talking about the pairs itself.
Okay,
so it says, but in Scotland, 3 banks. So they're defining how many banks are there.
Okay.
The next one I can link up is just the sentence on top of that, the first bank.
Okay, that's it.
So you've got 3 banks and then you've got the first bank.
Yeah.
And then I think, if I'm not mistaken, it would be number 1 because it says this bank.
Great.
This bank. So you have got, very specific bank. So I have 4, 3, and 1 as let's say 2 pairs.
Okay, I'm gonna write them 4, 3, and 1.
1, yeah. And then if we put pieces in together and try and find out the general statement.
Okay. Which one is an independent sentence, do you think?
Yeah, which one definitely is independent sentence? I would say definitely number 2 because it says number in most countries it's the government. Yeah.
Let's see. And the conclusion would be?
I think you'd be left with number 5, I think.
Number 5, this is the end of the story. They're telling you why did they do this to face the lack of an adequate currency. I think this is awesome. Yes, as Atik mentioned, we started with the independent sentence. They are introducing the topic. They're talking about printing out currency. But in Scotland, 3 banks, general. They're talking about 3 banks. Yeah, general, out of those 3 banks, the first bank,
the first Scottish bank,
this bank, this is the most general. And here by the end of this bank, they're talking about the short of supply, which was concluded here that they did that because of the lack of currency. Yeah.
All right.
So this is a tip, guys. Even if you couldn't understand some of the words or some of the main context, if you just apply the tips, 3, this, you got a mark.
You still got marks. Yeah,
okay. This is the second tip. The third tip or set of tips that I'm going to discuss from an academic perspective are very, very interesting. And here, when I say, and please, dear viewers, pay attention for this as much as you can, because all of you have got this skill. You just need to unleash it on the exam day. Link sentences through implicit similarity and repetition.
Okay.
What does this mean?
Elaborate, please, Ali.
Yeah, if I say implicit similarity, I'm talking about an indirect relationship. What does this mean? If you take a look here, when a subject views an object initially as a circle, the image becomes imprinted on the brain. Okay, on the brain. Okay, views. Take a look at the word views. This sentence comes after even when the eye. This is, guys, what I meant. What do we use to view something? An
The eye.
eye is used to view something. So here, the meaning or the similarity was mentioned here in an implicit way. And this is what we meant by the implicit similarity. So what
Right.
I need from you guys when you go to the exam, don't go with the mentality that the questions must be repeated. You may get a new question, but just apply this, the implicit similarity. We use an eye to view a subject or to view an object, then this is a pair. Okay, and here the repetition as well was very clear when they talked about the brain here and the brain here.
Right.
Sometimes you may get the repetition, sometimes you may get it through the implicit similarity. So please, guys, don't ignore it. Okay, don't ignore it. It will help you to get a mark.
Oh, well, excellent. Let's put things into practice and see
Yeah,
if.
so I'm going to show them one more. When I say link sentences through contrast or causality, and here it comes back to using connectors, connectors like furthermore, when we add more description, or however, when we move from one side to another side. Okay,
Yep.
if I want to give it an academic definition, contrast or causality. Here, if you look at the word on the other hand, okay, so ask all the time, guys, ask yourself if the speaker is talking here about the other hand. If this is the other hand, where did he talk about the first hand? So you need to get back to the first aspect of the talk. So my message here is very clear. As soon as you start the item and you get a sentence starting with a connector, like on the other hand, furthermore, however, don't ignore it. It has something reflected on before, so you can check it. Okay? Even here for conclusion, therefore, okay? So those joiners shouldn't be ignored at all because they have a very clear clue for some information was mentioned before.
Yep,
Let's make
absolutely.
it practical.
Yep.
And here, I would like viewers to share their answers. This one looks very easy. However, there is a little trick with it. Let's see who can get it right in 2 minutes. Good luck.
I got it, Ali. I understand now.
Okay. So as you see, I think this one has a lot of connectors and discourse markers at the beginning of each sentence. So let's see if students can utilize those for their side. I'm gonna give you guys 30 more seconds. Okay, Atik,
Ali,
what do you think? Which sentence is the independent sentence?
so before I get to I think from all these four different sentences, the most general and independent sentence definitely looks like number 3. It says most European countries are concerned. So it is the independent. It looks like it is the independent sentence. But going by the tips, I was so excited when I was solving the question because I could make out some sense out of those. You said implicit meanings and similarity. So I already see that there are buzzwords here, like right here on the sentence it says concerned with gender inequalities in education. Most countries, and then of course you jump to number 1 and it says policy frameworks and legislative policy and framework. So I can make those connections. Yeah, because these are sort of, connecting and bringing information together. So that was
Right.
what's exciting me. Now, of course, 2 and 4, it's right in there in front of us.
Very
Just by
clear.
going by your advice and tips.
On
It
the
says
one
on one hand
hand,
you have something, on the other hand you
okay,
have
then
something
on the other
else.
hand, this is great, Atik. As
Yeah.
Atik mentioned, this is an introduction. This is the first sentence, okay? We have a concern. You have a concern. We have a problem. However, we have a solution, which is the policy
Exactly.
frameworks. And here, guys, it comes the however. When we use however, we either use it to move from negative to positive or to move from a concern to a solution. So the concern or the problem was here, okay, the inequality. But hold on, however, we have some frameworks, okay? And here, if you look at this term here, differs widely, The framework is very wide. How wide is it? From one hand to another hand. So here they came up with the framework that they say it differs widely, and they added more information by mentioning it differs widely. It is wide from one hand, on the one hand to the other hand.
The other hand,
Okay,
yeah,
so that's
makes
why
it's
it
all
is
to makes so
my
sense.
bad. It is 4-2. Okay. So as I mentioned, it differs widely. How wide? It is wide from one hand to another hand. And the final answer will be 3, 1,
2,
4,
4 and 2.
2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
This is from my side, Atik. One more suggestion for my students and everyone who's watching this video. This task, in order to develop your skill, you need to practice it consistently. Unfortunately, the bad habit that some students have is one day out of nowhere, they decide, I need to crack reordered paragraph. They practice 50 of them. Yes, 50 a day.
right.
Then they leave it out for 1 week or 10 days.
Mm,
Then start back, they got nothing. So the message here is what comes in fast goes out fast. You don't need to solve 50 questions a day. All what you have to do is a day, and I mean it, 5 every day. That's it. Try to develop it consistently. 5 every day doesn't mean 25 every 5 days. No, 5 every day.
Means
Make
5
it
every
10
day.
to 15 minutes. In a month, I promise you, you will be able to crack any reorder paragraph. This is from my side. I will leave it for you, Atik, to wrap it up.
Thank you, Ali. It was very informative, and I believe the tips that you've shared today, they're very beneficial and they're right to the point and can be used smartly, and they can instantly use these tips. But as you have also mentioned that the students do need to be consistent in order for them to build this skill. So dear viewers, I hope you've paid close attention to what Ali had to say right up until the end, and I hope and I believe that this session was quite beneficial for you. If you still have doubts with regards to reorder paragraph or any other topics, feel free to comment and feel free to be in touch with us. And that's it for today. We'll catch up soon enough. Thank you, Ali, and goodbye,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
Bye.